Most people open Gemini 3 Pro, ask a question, get an answer, and close the tab. That's it. I was doing the exact same thing until I realized something important. I wasn't using Gemini 3 Pro. I was underusing it. So last week, I stopped treating it like a search engine and started testing it like a tool. That's when I discovered 7 hidden features inside Gemini 3 Pro that completely change what it can do. Once you see these, Gemini stops feeling like Google with AI and starts working like a real assistant that thinks, researches, and builds for you. And the last feature, that one changes the rules entirely. So let's start with the feature that immediately shows Gemini is not just answering questions, but actually thinking. Open Google Gemini, click on the Tools option, and select Deep Research. The interface changes right away, and you'll see new sections like Files and Sources, which is your first hint that this mode works differently. Instead of asking a simple question, I type a more serious prompt, something like researching the most impactful AI tools released in the last 3 months, focusing on real-world use cases for business owners and including verified sources. The moment I hit enter, Gemini doesn't rush to respond. Instead, it creates a research outline showing exactly what it plans to analyze, and I can edit or approve that plan. Once I approve it, Gemini goes quiet for a couple of minutes because it's actively browsing the web, opening articles, comparing sources, and validating information in real time. What comes back isn't a short answer, but a full research document with clear sections, detailed explanations, practical insights, and clickable sources. Doing this manually would take hours of searching, reading, and organizing. But here it's done in minutes, which makes it incredibly powerful for market research, competitive analysis, and trend discovery when you need structured, reliable information instead of surface-level answers. The second feature is one of my personal favorites because of how much time it saves. Instead of opening YouTube and watching long videos, I start a new Gemini chat and paste a YouTube link, for example, a walkthrough of an automation tool or software platform. I then ask Gemini to analyze the video, extract all the tools mentioned, organize them by workflow type, and include timestamps. What's impressive is that Gemini isn't just reading captions, it's actually understanding the video content. In seconds, it organizes everything into clean categories with clear explanations and exact timestamps, which means there's no scrubbing through the video and no hunting through transcripts. A video that might be over an hour long gets turned into structured notes you can understand in under a minute. And once you use this a few times, it's very hard to go back to watching videos the normal way. Next is a tool that most people completely overlook, and that's the Storybook Gem. You'll find it inside the Gems section in the sidebar, and many people skip it because the name sounds like it's meant for creative writing or kids, but it's actually designed for visualizing complex information. Instead of reading a long document, like a business strategy report or a technical guide, I upload it into Storybook and ask Gemini to turn it into a visual storyboard with clear sections and scene descriptions. What happens next is surprisingly effective. The content gets broken into easy-to-digest chapters, each section is simplified, and every part comes with a visual concept. Instead of reading a wall of text, it feels like scrolling through a presentation, which makes it much easier to understand, remember, and even repurpose for videos, lessons, or presentations. Moving on to feature number 4, Gemini now includes video generation powered by Google's VO 3.1 model, and it's built directly into the main interface. To access it, you just click the tool's icon and select Create Video. The prompt is important here, so instead of something generic, I ask for a seamless looping video of a minimalist desk setup with soft lighting, slow camera movement, and a modern aesthetic that would work well as a landing page background. When I hit Generate, it takes about a minute to process because Gemini isn't pulling stock footage, it's generating every frame from scratch. The result has smooth motion, realistic lighting, natural depth, and because it's a loop, there's no visible beginning or end, which makes it perfect for websites or ads. This is the kind of video that would normally require editing software or a designer, but here it's generated directly from a text prompt. The fifth feature is workspace extensions, and this one is hidden, which is why most people don't even know it exists. Once you enable it in settings by connecting Google Workspace, Gemini can access your Google Drive and Gmail. Instead of searching through files manually, you can simply ask questions. For example, I can ask Gemini to find sales or campaign reports from a specific period and summarize revenue, expenses, or performance trends. Gemini doesn't just look at file names, it actually opens documents, reads spreadsheets, understands context, and then gives back a clean summary with real numbers pulled directly from the files. The same logic works with Gmail, whether you want to summarize long email threads or find important messages. And once you use this, your files stop feeling like storage and start feeling like searchable intelligence. For feature number 6, we leave the standard Gemini interface and move into Google AI Studio, which is where Google's more advanced and experimental tools live. This is also where you'll find Gemini's audio generation, and the quality is surprisingly good. Inside AI Studio, I open the text-to-speech section, paste a short script, and choose a professional narration style with natural pacing. When I run it, the voice doesn't sound robotic at all. It has pauses, emotion, and flow. Then I switch to multi-speaker mode, paste a short conversational script, and choose 2 different voices with a casual podcast-style tone. The result sounds like a real conversation rather than text being read aloud, which makes it perfect for narrations, podcasts, or turning long articles into audio you can listen to while commuting. Finally, feature number 7 is the one that completely changes the game, and it's called Build. Inside AI Studio, there's a simple field that says Describe your idea, and this is where Gemini goes beyond content creation and starts generating software. I describe an interactive fitness calorie calculator where users enter their weight, activity level, and workout duration, and the tool shows calories burned along with a weekly summary, all in a clean and modern interface. As soon as I hit Build, Gemini starts writing the code in real time, including the structure, design, and logic. Within seconds, there's a working application on screen, and when I enter values, everything updates instantly. No coding knowledge is required, and no setup is needed. If you can explain the logic of a tool, Gemini can build it. Gemini 3 Pro is no longer just about answering questions. It researches, analyzes, creates, and builds, and most people are only using a small fraction of what it can actually do. Now that you know how these features work, you can start using Gemini like a system instead of a search engine. Gemini 3 Pro isn't just about getting answers anymore. It's about automation, deep research, content creation, and even building real tools from scratch. Right now, most people are only scratching the surface of what it can actually do, and that gap is only going to grow as AI keeps evolving. If you want to stay ahead instead of playing catch-up, this is exactly where it starts. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.